Hello, my name is Will Dean. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about 5 places you can get great information about literary agents. Hello, welcome back. My name is Will Dean. If you're not aware, I am an author, full-time author. I write the Tove Moodysson thrillers. I live here in a wooden cabin in the wilds of Sweden. If you imagine a dartboard with a bullseye, and the dartboard is a big moose forest, and the bullseye is a little boggy clearing right at the center, that's where I live. Anyway, my videos on this channel are all about helping writers with their confidence, helping writers with recommending books to read, helping writers find agents, get published, and stay published. I do not do this to sell my own books, and I do not do this to monetize the channel, anything like that. I'm literally just trying to pay it forward and help the next generation of writers coming through. So today I want to talk about literary agents. Agents and agencies can seem like a secret world when you're not agented. I remember 5 years ago, before I had an agent, when I was getting rejected left, right, and center by every agent in the world, I felt like, it's difficult. I didn't have any contacts. I was living in a different country in the North Pole, just not in that world at all, that literary world. So it can feel very overwhelming and very difficult. But I want to give you 5 tips, 5 different places where I think you can go to find really good quality information on agents, which may help you tailor your cover letter to the particular agent. And that might give you a little bit of an edge. It's worth a try, right? Okay, number 1. This is where I found out most of my information back when I was submitting, and that is Twitter. Most literary agents are on Twitter to a greater or lesser extent. Start searching for agents on Twitter, follow a bunch of them, and you'll start understanding their manuscript wish lists. You'll start understanding their tastes, what kind of books they're looking for, what kind of person they are, what kind of agent they are. You'll get an insight into their agencies, into the kind of deals that they're doing, and that might help you to tailor your cover letter to them. So let's say you start following 20 different agents, and one of those agents talks about a particular deal that they've negotiated for a particular kind of book. You go and read that book because you found out about it on Twitter. You like the book. You think it has some kind of similarity in some way to the book you're writing. When you write your cover letter to that agent, you drop in one quick line about the fact that you're submitting to them because they represent this author that you've just read. It's worth a try. So Twitter is really useful to get information on the book world. Follow things like the bookseller. You might not be able to read the full articles if you're not subscribing, but you'll get the headlines. You'll understand about what prizes are being won. You'll understand about what editors are moving between different publishing houses, that kind of thing. You don't need to know all that information, but I think it helps you to feel like you're in the loop a little bit more as an unagented writer. So Twitter is a really good resource. I think, 5 years ago let's say I followed 40 different agents. I probably never tweeted them once. I was just kind of learning. I've probably followed 40 different editors, but I learned a lot from them, so I owe them a lot. Number 2 is the backs of novels. This is a classic way to find out about literary agents. I heard this tip years and years and years ago, and it's still relevant, like it still works. It's a bit of a palaver compared to using Twitter, but it's still worth doing. Your favorite books published over the last few years, take a look at the acknowledgements at the back of the book, and the author will usually thank their agent. And that can be a good way to figure out which agents represent the kind of work that you love. And that might help give you an edge when you write your cover letter. Number 3 is the bookseller. So I would not suggest you subscribe to the bookseller as an unagented author unless you've got oodles of cash lying around. And I certainly did not have that when I was an unagented author. So I did not subscribe to the bookseller back then. I think I'm subscribed now, but I did not back then. And that's fine, because you can read their headlines on Twitter. You can look at their website. You can see what's going on. You can see who's moving agency. You can see who's moving publishing house. You can see which new imprints are coming around. You might be able to find out that an imprint has an open submissions policy for a month, and you can submit to them without needing an agent. Although I would always recommend having an agent, to be honest. I think that is the best way forward if you can. But the bookseller is it's the industry newspaper, so it's really great. I'm really happy it exists, and it's a good way to get information. Okay, number 4, how to find out about literary agents, so you can make an informed decision about which agents to submit to and which agent to sign with, is the Writers and Artists Yearbook. This is a classic. I have on my bookshelves in my house over there, the other side of the bog. I have the Writers and Artists Yearbook from 2014 and 2015. And I will always keep them, because that is the period where I was submitting and getting rejected. I think I signed with my agent in 2016. But those books were really helpful. It's kind of a rite of passage, I think, buying those books and reading those books. So if you're unagented, buy that book. If you can't afford it, ask for it for Christmas from your gran, whatever. And it has really useful little tidbits about what each agency is looking for, but it also has good interviews with authors, with agents, with editors, with publicists, that kind of thing. It's a good thing. It's a good resource, and it's a good thing to read. It might give you a boost of confidence to think that you know a little bit more about that publishing world. And number 5, finally, is writing festivals, writer festivals. I can't recommend these enough. If you're unagented, you can sit at home submitting manuscripts year after year after year, and that's fine, and a lot of people find their agent that way. But you can also help yourself slightly by going to writing festivals. So in the UK, there's one in Winchester, I think, and there's one in York. They're quite well known. I think there are others as well around the UK and others around the world, but they enable you to go and mingle and talk with other unagented writers. So you can tell your war stories, how much you're getting rejected or whatever. You can go to seminars and workshops by agented authors, published authors, agents, editors, book doctors, that kind of thing, where you might learn stuff. But also often you get exposure to agents. So you can maybe have one-to-one meetings, maybe 2 one-to-one meetings included in your deal, in your package, and they will be 10 minutes long. And you'll probably find that the agent won't be interested in your manuscript, because the odds, again, are very, very slim. But you might glean something. You will glean something. You'll glean something about your writing. You'll glean something about your first page of your manuscript, which is not strong enough yet. You'll glean something about the perspective that you're writing from, first person, third person. It might not fit the story according to that agent, and that is priceless. That is the kind of information you're just not going to get by submitting blindly over and over again. So the best kind of strategy, I think, is if you have your Writers and Artists Yearbook, you read very widely and you read the acknowledgements at the back. You go to these kind of festivals to meet with agents. Even though you're unlikely to meet with your future agent, you will learn a lot from the agents and from the editors you talk to. And it will give you probably a boost of confidence knowing that everybody else is in the same situation as you are. Everyone's getting rejected left, right, and center. Then you go home and you work on your cover letter, you work on your synopsis, maybe you write a new book, you submit that. Eventually you get picked up. It will happen. Hang in there. It takes as long as it takes. Like if it takes you 2 years to get an agent, great. If it takes you 22 years to get an agent, it doesn't really matter. Just hang in there and keep at it. Keep improving. Read as much as you can. Improve the amount, increase the amount that you're reading per week. Sacrifice some TV, sacrifice watching snooker. I miss watching snooker. Sacrifice stuff, write more, read more, and I wish you all the very best of luck finding a literary agent. It is worth the sacrifice. You will get there. Hope you enjoyed this. Please do like this video. Please do hit subscribe, hit the notifications bell, share this on social media, and I will see you again very, very soon. This has been Will Dean, Forest Author. Thank you.